welcome back to my channel. This is a decorate with me video, but not my autumn or Halloween decorate with me. That won't be coming for another month or two. Instead, this is what would have been my spring and summer decorate with me. I actually wasn't going to release this because I was so late in editing it, but I asked in my last video if people still wanted to see it, even though we are now starting the switch over to autumn. And the resounding answer was yes, that people still wanted to see this. So it's because of you folks that I am releasing this, so I hope you enjoy it. Coincidentally enough, this is actually going to be the sister theme to my autumn decorate with me, which is going to be a spooky witchy woods. So enjoy as I turn my home into a witchy woodland wonderland. Okay, before we get started, just a general look at what we are going to be working with. As you can see, lots of green, stuff in bags. I've spent some time at Michael's, as well as Home Goods. Some of the stuff is from years past. Some of the stuff I've collected and thought I might be able to use. So, I don't really have too much of a plan, except for the coffee bar. Kind of. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, everything's down. Feels kind of barren in here right now, but that's what we need. So, first thing I'm going to tackle is the coffee bar. Specifically because it's probably going to have the most on it, and it's the one thing, while I have a slight vision of what I want to do, I'm really not too sure, one, how well it's going to turn out, and two, if my method for doing it is actually going to work at all. So, this is going to be a little touch and go. I'm going to see what works. I'm taking some inspiration from what I did for Halloween Samhain with the black creepy cloth. Kind of liked that. So I'm going to go for a more witchy, kind of like a forest type vibe. So we're going to see where we go from there. And I will touch base with you. You're going to see all this sped up. So. Wish me luck. I have draped all of these hanging leaves so that we at least have a decent amount of coverage. Little light box back here. So we're gonna push this, and we have lights. Okay, so I wish I could say this is the difficult part, but I actually really don't know what's going to be the difficult part. So let's get back to it. Okay, we're gonna be losing sunlight in about an hour-ish, so please excuse the changing light and quality of light. I'm working as best as I can with what I've got here. And to be honest, I really don't want to bring up my entire light kit since I don't have a lot of space to work around with right now, since everything is currently covered in decor. Because what else is new? So, let's get back to it. What I've done so far is I have some moss that I picked up from the Halloween collection from Michael's 2 years ago, I believe. These lavender sprigs and everything are from the spring collection from last year. And I have just weaved them in to the green creepy cloth. In some cases, stuck them with pins so that they would stay put. But overall, this is what I have so far. And like I said, I am just beginning. So I will be working on this. Still have a bunch of stuff that's new this year from the spring collection. And of course some moss. And now I get to decorate the interior of this. I might still do something up in the corners. I don't know yet. I will see how I'm feeling. But right now, I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far. next up is the kitchen, which means putting garland and lights up above my cabinets. So if you've seen my previous decorates with me, you'll know how I do this. If you haven't before, I will quickly show you with the garland and the lights. Probably with the garland first, since it's the easiest to manage. So right now you are currently on top of my cabinets. So this here is a little command hook. I have them spaced about every 2 feet along the top of my cabinet. So this is what I use to keep my garland as well as my lights in place. Now these are in place via super glue. We did try to using the sticky tabs. They came up, especially with the thicker heavy duty garland, just would not stay in place. So tiny drop of super glue, hold them there, let them dry for 24 hours and they're good to go. So I've been in this house for a year and a half now, I think. Is it 2 years? Honestly, I can't remember. No, we've 2 years, because we moved just during the pandemic when it started. So these have been up since then and they work just fine. And if you do this and you don't want to have any decor above your cabinets or wherever you do this at, just flick that down and you hide it. No one is any the wiser. So I'm gonna start trying to get all this done. I've got about 14 feet that I have to do and weave in lights in the meantime. So yeah, we can get started on this. It's already pretty late at night. Stopped for dinner, so let's see how far I get with this and possibly we'll call it good tonight. Most of the kitchen for right now is done, at least from what I can do at this point in time. However, there is one other thing I want to tackle, and that's these shelves here. These have not changed since Halloween. These were all of the potion bottles from at home, save for this, which is a candle I got, I think from Meyer a couple years ago. Yeah, in any case, taking these down and putting something up that's not only thematically appropriate, but also something that can be used in everyday life. Well, at least I could use it technically if I wanted to. So what I have here are herbs. Herbs that can be used for incense, other workings and whatnot. I've used several of these herbs in dream pillows before. I used to make dream pillows that were themed for the different Sabbats, so I use several of these in that. And I just have a steady collection, and I'm tired of just putting them in my closet in my office and then forgetting about them. So if they're out and about, I can actually use them. Of course, I have all of them labeled on top, just in paper that I taped down. So just nice things that make it easy to know what I have, and well, hopefully I'll be using more of. Okay, it is now 1 week later since I last left off with decorating this place. So this is going to be part 2 in the same video. If you can still count it part 2, but whatever. Essentially today we are going to tackle the guest bath, couple of the living areas, so probably 2 of the bookcases. I might mess around with the coffee table in the living room, I don't know. And the last thing will be the dining table, because the dining table, well, is currently covered in everything that's supposed to go everywhere else. So I can't touch that until all that stuff is gone. So, without further ado, let's move on to the guest bath. The bathroom is mostly barren except for these 2 pedestals. I know I picked these up for Halloween, but I realize I really want them to be part of the bathroom all season round, all year round I should say. So now I just got to figure out what I'm going to do. I've got an idea, I haven't tested anything yet, so we're going to see what happens and go from there. So this could be a bunch of trial and error, but we'll figure it out. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. Still a little precarious, but I'm actually happy with it. So let's get the rest of this bathroom done. Nope. I think we're gonna DIY something for this. Next up, we're going to do the top of this bookcase, since it's the simplest of the 2 that I can do. And I actually know exactly what I'm going to do with this one. I just got to figure out in which order. You'll see what I mean. Alrighty, so we're going to have some of our potion ingredients here on the top of the bookcase, which I think is a nice juxtaposition to these jarred ingredients over here. Next up is this area, which I need to clean off and then figure out what I'm going to do. Last but not least in this lovely little decor changeover is the dining room table. And the entire theme of my house this year is actually based off of one item that I picked up last year. And I loved it so much that I decided that everything in my house was going to be based off of this very witchy-esque theme. So let's get started. I'm praying this isn't going to be a mess. I am praying it's not going to be a mess. I have a feeling it's going to be a mess. So we shall see. I feel like I should have vacuumed this first. Oh my god. I do enjoy olive foliage you can get at like your Dollar Tree, Michael's, whatever. The fact that you can just pluck them off of the branches and put them wherever you want them to be. That's been very helpful in decorating this year. Now for the item that has inspired this entire theme for this year. Don't know how well you could see this, but it is a bird cage with skeleton fairies trapped in it. I adore this, and it does in fact light up. So I got this from Etsy. I'm gonna see if I can link where I got it from below. If the designer still has this, or the artist still has this, we shall see. Hopefully they do. If not, then they have things similar to this, hopefully. Thanks so much for watching this Decorate With Me. As I said, this is going to be the sister theme to my autumn Decorate With Me. So stay tuned for all of this being turned into a very spooky, haunted forest with my next Decorate With Me. If you made it this far, thank you so very much. I sincerely appreciate every single one of you. Remember, folks, to go after whatever your dark heart desires, and I'll see you in the next one.